Hey guys, welcome. It's been a while since I did a live video. Let's talk about what's going on these TV shows. Okay, Gomora and Generations. So I haven't been doing a lot of reviews because I wanted to put all those episodes from Monday to Friday in one video. So this is why I think I've been not doing it daily as usual. But anyway, I'm back. So let's talk. Let's just discuss. Let's have an open discussion about what's going on these two TV shows, especially Gomora and Generations, obviously. So let me start with who? Let me start with Gomorrah. Okay, so Gomorrah, a lot has happened. We all know that Don is dead, and the aftermath is still reeling. Everyone is still trying to, process what has happened. I mean, it's gonna take some time for everyone to, go back to where things were, but nothing's gonna be the same anymore. Like I said before, like once something happens like this, nothing is gonna be the same anymore. So I expect a lot of people to have a, a long healing process, especially Sibongile and Teddy. So let's talk about what's going on with Sibongile. So Sibongile has been not dealing with her emotions, obviously, and it backfired like I suspected it would. So she found out that obviously Jordan killed Don. So she didn't really know what to do about this information. But her anger and her rage took over, and she nearly did something that she would have regretted at the end, which was she was about to set the house on fire. Okay, she got the gasoline from Stumpy at the garage, and then she was gonna use it for burning down the house, which I think is pre-planned, obviously. But you know, I didn't think she would do it, but there was a part of me which was like, she's capable. She's capable of doing it because she's, Dom's daughter, and she has that trait of, you know, overreacting. So when everyone was sleeping, she woke up and literally poured the gasoline around the kitchen, the living room, and she was about to go through with it, and that was where the cliffhanger happened. Then the following episode, it started where it left off. Then I think Tiamo, which is Simon's best friend, figured it out that Simone was about to do something she would regret in the end, and she woke up Tai Chi and told her what she believed Simone was about to do, and she was right. So she was there with the matches, and then she was about to just let it drop. So Bongile was there, and then Zoda was also there, and she was in shock of what she was witnessing. And Teddy woke up, and then she's like, "Tell me what happened. Tell me with your own words what you did." And then Zoda was like, "What are you talking about? What exactly are you talking about?" And then she's like, I know you killed my dad." And then she's like, Teddy tried everything. he tried to tell Sibongi what kind of father John was, and she didn't want to believe it. Obviously, I understand that, you don't want to believe the worst about your father or your mother. So it was just a lot for her to take in, and she didn't want to believe it. She was like, you're lying. And Ted was trying so hard to make her understand that this is who our dad was. And it was, he even told about the plan that Don did about with the hostage situation. She did not want to believe it. And then when Tete arrived at the house, you know, she explained to Sabungi that if your mom did not kill your dad, I would have done it. Even Stumpy came and tried to, handle the situation. After that, Gladys and Melissa got a phone call about the whole situation that is happening at Jordan's house. They came, they explained everything to Spunky. They tried to make her understand that what she's doing is wrong, and she needs to realize that her father played a part in this whole situation. But it was hard for her to accept it, but at the end, she didn't go through with it. I think if it wasn't for Teddy, Zoda, Malusi, Tiamo, especially Tiamo, things would have gone sideways, would be in mourning for Teddy and Zoda, you know. It would have been so bad, like the aftermath. And I think Sibongli would have regretted what she's done, but thank God it didn't happen due to Tiamo figuring it out and everyone around her, helping her to change her mind. The following day, after this whole situation happened, um, you know, Supposedly just realized how much she didn't, process her feelings. She didn't go through those emotions that she had to accept that her father is dead and what he did in the past is who he was. But she did, realize that just in time, and Jordan did help, and she's like, I'm gonna be there for you. Yeah, like I love you, you're my kid, and I'm gonna be there for you. Even he's like, I'm gonna be there for you. Now let's talk about Mazette. So Mazette found out that she's paralyzed, and I think she does not want to believe it as well. She's not processing her feelings about her being paralyzed and gonna be on her in a wheelchair of the rest of her life. I mean, she doesn't want to tell Togos, obviously. She wants to keep it to herself, but she did mention it to Tati, and I think Tati's also in disbelief. She's trying to, think that, come on, it's Mazette. She can go, pull through, but things are not looking good. It's hardly gonna be easy for her because, like I mentioned in my previous videos, Mazette is such an independent woman. She likes to do things for herself. She likes to fight and stand on her own 2 feet. Excuse the pun. But now that she's realized this is not gonna happen, I'm not gonna be able to, fend for myself, walk around, be the person that I used to be. It's hitting her hard. And it's also hitting Tatu quite hard as well because I think because she feels responsible for what happened to Mazette in a way. Also, they don't realize that anything can happen to people. I think they put Mazed in a really high pedestal, and to see her in that vulnerable state is unusual for them. It's unusual for Mazed to see herself in that vulnerable state because she's always been seen as the strong one, the thug who can go through life and fight everything hard, but we need to realize that Masato is also human. She has feelings. Now, her feelings are now in a really vulnerable state because she's not going to have to learn to live with the fact that she's paralyzed for the rest of her life. And it's going to take some time for her to process that. I feel like she needs to tell Ntogos because I feel like Ntogos will be there for her, you know. Um, I mean, if you don't want to let Ntogos know about your condition, how are you going to expect for people to help you? Yes, Tati's there for you and Tati's family is there for you, but you need someone that loves you in a different kind of way, that will be there for you. And you don't know if Ntago will be there for you until you actually tell him what is going on with you. But I think she wants to keep it to herself. And she even had a talk with Butle about possibly going back with Toko, and like because she noticed that Butler actually still has feelings for Toko, and Butler was a bit confused and baffled of what she was saying, and I think I understand why she was baffled. Anyway, besides those things, I think those episodes were pretty good, and let me not forget. So obviously, Wongile buried her father, and it was an emotional scene. Stumpy was there for her, and I think Stumpy is actually developing some feelings for Sibongile. How far is that storyline gonna go? I'm not sure. Is Sibongile gonna, also have feelings for Stumpy? I have no idea, but I think that's where it's going, and I can see it. I think those two will be so cute, though. Teddy's also hesitant about Stumpy and Sibongile being a romantic connection. I mean, he's the big brother. He has to be protected of his sibling. Um, yeah, I think they're cute together. Teddy even mentioned that brother will hurt, brother will hurt. Meaning that Istanbul would hurt you at the end. It will end in tears. You end up in tears. But that will hurt, okay? But that will hurt. Anyway, yeah, that's it for um um Gomora. And now let's focus on generations. I feel like generations right now is all over the place. Okay. Um I feel like the scenes and the storylines are currently all over the place. I'm not really focusing on what's going on. I think the whole storyline with this Pamela, and Sianda is now kind of fading in a way because they're now focusing a lot on the Dialis and that them starting that business with the private investigation office and finding clients, which I think is a really nice storyline and it's intriguing. I like that they're now focusing on the Dialis because I feel like a lot was mainly focused on the Moroccas, the Pamela Cosa and Sianda Cosa, which I think was wonderful. But I feel like they're not the the transitions are pretty poor because it went from Pamela storyline with Sianda, and it was still going through the whole organ trade storyline, which is linked to Sianda and Pamela. It was going pretty well. Then it kept jumping to the Giallo scenes and then back to Pamela scenes. I feel like when they transition from scene to scene, they need to find a way to make sure the transitions flow. I feel like whenever I'm watching Generations, okay, it's like when they want to go to another scene, they don't flow. It doesn't flow. The scene doesn't link pretty well. Like to go to the Moroccans, and all of a sudden it will jump to the Pamela scenes, then jump to the Dialis. Like the transitions are not really thought out from my point of view. But in terms of the storylines, yeah, it's going on. Malanga is currently investigating this whole organ trade, and the doctor and the dialysis are also helping Pamela to dig up information about the doctor, the surgeon, all that, and it's going pretty well. And the plan to actually find out what happened to Sian is still on. You know, Pear is also involved. She's helping in any way she could, But in terms of the Moroccans, they're still being, selfish. They are protecting themselves from bad reputation, and they don't want anyone to know about Kabisi getting his kidney on the red market. I mean, that's going pretty well. Now, there was also a small focus on Nuntle, Ayanda, and the detective. So their family, the detective wants to have kids. He wants to start his own family and have his own kids. But Ayanda is at a stage where she's no more there. She doesn't want to have any more kids. She has a teenager a daughter, and she knows what comes with having a newborn baby, and she does not want that, which I understand. I also understand where Malenga is coming from, because he wants to have his own kid with the woman he loves. But I think there's going to be a tug of war between Ayanda and the detective when it comes to having kids of their own, because she's not there. She's mentally prepared to, you know, let Nundle fly free and focus on herself, because she's been focusing on Nundle for the past 18 years of her life, and she never had time to herself. She never had time to progress in terms of her career, and she wants to do that now. But Malinga wants to have a kid, and it's like it's clashing. Are they gonna last? I think that relationship is gonna literally break down, because I can see from afar, you know, that arguing about the smallest things about not getting a car. I think it's pathetic. Um, you know, and by the way, I think the who's his name? The detective is hiding secrets about the person who nearly died on the street. I think that's his brother. Maybe, I'm not sure. We'll figure it out on tonight's episode. But generations, a lot has happened. I can't even like put the storylines together, because I don't know where to begin and where to end, because it's all over the place. But it's mainly focused on the Dialis and Pamela. That's still going on with this whole storyline about finding out who killed Sianda and whatever. And also the Dialis, starting a new business, the PI investigations, you know. Um, and there was also a bit of focus on, you know, Mbali is also being a brat as usual. But anyways, I think that's it. We'll see how things are going on this week's episode, because in terms of generations, I can't even tell you that I've enjoyed the previous episodes, because I didn't. Okay, I feel like they're losing me in terms of the way I view the show now. They're losing me because it's all over, like I said, it's all over the place. I can't focus on one storyline because it does not transition well. It just it's all over the place. They didn't put it together properly like the previous episode that I've been reviewing. But anyway, I think that's it for today, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Peace.